Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Week 4 Stardom Situm. Um, I know I usually do this on Tuesday nights, but I actually have tonight off. Um, I got a few things to do, so I'm just gonna run through this quick. Don't mind the noise in the background. Start off this week's buys at Green Bay and Philadelphia. Um, Quarterbacks to start. Joe Flacco versus the Oakland defense, worst in the league. Total defense and pass defense. Um, I like Matthew Stafford against the Bears this week. Kirk Cousins against the Browns. I like Phillip Rivers versus the Saints. And I'm going to go with Dak Prescott this week. He has, through 3 weeks of the season, he has improved each and every week. And he's scored at least 18 fantasy points every week. Last week he put up 28. I like him against the 49ers this week. We're sitting Eli Manning against the Minnesota Vikings. Very tough matchup, especially on the road. Ryan Fitzpatrick against the Seattle Seahawks. Coming off a very poor performance last week where he threw 6 interceptions against a very stingy Seattle Seahawks defense. Sit him. Jameis Winston, sit him against the Broncos. Although this game is at home, and Big Ben had a terrible week last week, could possibly bounce back, but I'm going to go with sitting him as well. Running backs. Start Jeremy Hill tomorrow night. Oh, excuse me. Start Jeremy Hill tomorrow night against the Dolphins. Garrett Blount, start him against the Bills. Isaiah Crowell, start him against the Redskins. Melvin Gordon against the Saints. The Saints got torched last week by Tevin Coleman and Devonta Freeman. I look for Melvin Gordon. He had an alright week last week. Wasn't a bad week, but I look for him to get back to what he was doing weeks 1 and week 2. Start him. Ezekiel Elliott, he's becoming more confident. He had a great week last week, rushed for 140 yards, 20 receiving yards. And I look for him to keep that going against San Francisco. And I'm going to start Le'Veon Bell this week. First week back, I look for him to put up some points. D'Angelo Williams, aside from last week, put up monster numbers. First 2 games of Le'Veon Bell's absence. I'd go with Bell this week. Sit him. Sit all Miami running backs tomorrow night against Cincinnati. We're also going to sit all the Giants running backs. Shane Vereen's obviously out. I believe they got Bobby Rainey. Don't bother with him. Orlin Dakwa looks to be the lead back. If Rashad Jennings can't go, but against that stingy Vikings defense, I'd sit him. And Rashad Jennings, I'm not sure if he's going to play, but I'd sit him as well. TJ Yeldon, I think he's only averaged like 2.5 yards a tote. Going up against Indianapolis, I'd sit him. Matt Forte against the Seahawks. Yes, he's played well this year. He's probably a tough start. And unless like you're really hurting at running back, I'd sit him. see. Wide receivers. T.Y. Hilton. Start him. He had a fantastic week last week. See him doing the same thing against the Jaguars. Marvin Jones had a breakout week last week against the Packers. Mostly in garbage time, Packers were hurting in the secondary and on defense altogether, missing 5 guys. Going up against the Bears, I would start him. Mike Wallace, again, worst pass defense. I look for him. Last week, you think he only had like 45 yards, something like that. I'd go back to him this week. Emmanuel Sanders had a breakout game last week. Simeon, defense tested him last week, and he succeeded. 4 touchdowns, 250 yards against the Bengals, stacking 9 in the box. Kept him honest, and it worked out for him. The Bucks defense isn't nearly as good. They're gonna have to play a little more honest this week, not stacking 9 in the box. So I would go with Sanders.
Sit down, please. It's very hot over there.
Deshaun Jackson as well. I'd start him. Sits this week. Brandon Marshall. And come here. Come here, sweetheart. And I'd also sit Sterling Shepard. Although he's leading the Giants, he's ahead of Odell Beckham this year, and I'm sure he's tough to sit, but I would sit him going up against the Vikings. Tight ends, I'd start Jordan Reed, Kobe Fleener, Zach Miller, who had a great game last week, 2 touchdowns. The Lions have given up the most points against the Lions have given up the most points to tight ends this year. I'd start him, and I'd also start Dennis Pitta against the Oakland Raiders defense. Sit Martellus Bennett. He hasn't done much this year. Still not sure if Rob Gronkowski's going to play. But if he doesn't, I would not trust Martellus Bennett, especially with the Patriots' current situation at quarterback. Clive Walford, I'd sit him against the Ravens. I think they have like the first or second pass defense in the league. Garrett Selleck, I'd sit him. And Brate from Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'd sit him as well. Yeah, I'm really tired, guys. Defenses, I start the Seattle Seahawks, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Arizona Cardinals. I'm sitting Oakland, Jacksonville, the Rams, the Browns, and the Bills. Kicker, I'd start Dan Bailey, Adam Vinatieri, Blair Walsh, and Matt Prater. I'd sit Guayo, whatever the fuck his name is. I'd sit him, rookie from Tampa. And I'd sit Josh Brown against the Vikings. Alright, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Good luck this week.